Now, the next productivity hack is to create a simple 3-step morning routine. Listen, most morning routines are absolute BS. And by the way, I was one of those people who used to have that 10-step routine that would take 4 hours. So by the way, when I say all of this stuff, I'm not judging because I've been there. Like I told you, I'm coming up to my 10th year as an entrepreneur. When I first made my first penny online, I have done everything. I've tried everything. So I'm not sitting here judging you. I'm just trying to relay really what actually works and what's fluff. So when you see all of these 15-step morning routine, blah, blah, blah. And by the way, when you see all these morning routines where they wake up at 5 a.m., it's all BS. Wake up whatever time you want to wake up. It doesn't matter, trust me. Now, here's the thing. If you have work or you have school, then yeah, you should be an early riser. I'm sure most of you guys know I dropped out at 17 because I was already making crazy money. I had an employee, like I had a proper business. So I dropped out of school at 17. I also had to take care of me and my single mom. So, my life story was a little different. But before that, when I was still in school, I used to be an early riser. I hated it. I'm not really a morning person. I hated it. But for me, it was getting those early hours of working before school and those early hours of exercise a lot of times before school that really helped me make sure that I got important things done. So if you fall under that category, then yeah, of course, maybe waking up earlier makes a lot of sense to make sure that you get everything done always. But listen, if you're not in that category, wake up whatever time you want. I've used to wake up at 5 a.m. I used to wake up at 6 a.m. I used to wake up at 7:30 a.m. Now I wake up at 8:30 because I also spend majority of my year in Dubai, and most of my employees and most of my team are in America and Europe. So for me, it doesn't make sense to wake up at 5:30 knowing that I have calls most days up until 9 p.m. Most of my leadership calls start at 5:30 and end at 9 between the different companies. So find a simple 3-step routine. My old routine in London, let's say for example, 3 years ago, I would wake up at 6:30. I would do a little bit of journaling while drinking a coffee. And then my personal trainer would show up at my doorstep. We'd walk 2 minutes to the gym, and I would start my training session for the day. That was my 3-step morning routine. Now my morning routine is a little different. I wake up and the first thing I do is I go jump in the cold plunge. So I go down to my home gym garage, I jump in the cold plunge. After that, I have a shower and get ready. And the third thing is I make myself a coffee and I sit down at this desk and I just have 30 minutes of me time. I just jot down ideas, vision for my companies. I look at my overall corporate structure, my investments, where my investments fall into within my different entities, within my different holding companies and my different trusts. And as I said, it's a lot to manage these days. And then I get started with the day. So whatever fits best into your life. Now I'm very lucky where I train at 4 p.m. every day. I like that. That works for me. But back in the day, really the only practical time to work out was first thing in the morning. So just find whatever works for you, but just make sure it's a 3-step morning routine. No 10-step or 12-step and nothing that takes 4 hours. It really genuinely should take you no more than an hour, hour and a half from the moment that you wake up to the moment that you get to your desk and you're getting to work.